News Radio WAB 1180 welcomes you to The Seniors Rock Show, presented by the law firm of Wesley, Clark, and Feshkin. The Seniors Rock Show, a lively weekly discussion shedding a bright light on aging with fun, entertainment, and important info for all adults. Join us with your comments or questions. Call or text 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, from the News Radio WAB 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Welcome. Seniors Rock Radio is here for you every week, and this week we've got another great hour ahead. I'm here with estate planning attorney Mike Robinson, and he is here every week with us, and he's putting his co-host hat on now, so he does that every week, and we're really happy about that. Mike starts us up is what I'm going to say, with some coffee, of course, and then his knowledge on different subjects each week. Always something to learn, right? We're never too old to learn something, as they say. And you might recognize our guest today. He's a guest expert. We do that every week, too. And you might recognize his voice. He's the guy on the commercial saying, "Don't hate your home, pick up the phone." And that's not really how he sounds. But Jeff Flaherty is founder of Wise Home Energy. And he's here again with wise tips for us. And he's got lots of them. So stay tuned for Jeff. And he's going to give us some ideas on how to save some money and maybe increase the value of your home. Important stuff. But first, Mike Robinson has some words of wisdom for us, as he does every week. How you doing, Mr. Robinson?
Hey, Joanna. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you.
Yeah, so, this week, oftentimes something will come up during the week that prompts me to talk about it on the show. And what happened this past week is a question, which is actually a fairly common question. Somebody was talking about the fact that they had beneficiary designations on all of their accounts and different assets. And so they were wondering, was there really a need for them to do any kind of trust planning? And in the question, it was a great one. And as I say, it's fairly common, but it illustrates a very common theme that we encounter in estate planning, is that people very often just think about estate planning as being all about death and what happens when I die. And when it comes to trust in particular, they think that, well, trusts are just something for avoiding probate. But that really ignores the value of estate planning during our lifetimes, because and regular listeners to our show have heard us talk about this any number of times, estate planning also has to do with events that can occur during our lifetime. And specifically, if we become incapacitated and we're unable to handle our own affairs, the fact that we have a beneficiary designation on an asset means nothing in terms of who's going to be able to manage that asset for us during our lifetime. And without adequate planning in place, people are looking at having to deal with a guardianship proceeding, which is emotionally very difficult. It's very expensive, and it's just a major stressor for the family. Now, oftentimes then the response will be, well, but I also have a durable power of attorney, and which is good. But as we've talked about so many times on the program here, oftentimes those powers of attorney are not honored by financial institutions. And I can tell you, Joanna, this is an issue that comes up on a regular basis on one of the listservs I participate in for the Bar Association's elder law section. And it happens locally, it happens nationally. And if the power of attorney isn't being honored, again, the family is in a tough situation. Trust planning eliminates that issue. The other issue that is related to incapacity planning is protecting assets from long-term care expense. With nursing home costs now running $18,000 to $20,000 a month, more than half of people over age 65 are going to become incapacitated and need long-term care at some point. This is a serious issue, and having a beneficiary designation on an asset does not protect it from creditors, from long-term care expense, et cetera. So, if your only concern is avoiding probate, then, maybe beneficiary designations can solve it for you. Although, at least here in New York, you can't do something like that with real estate. So you're still going to be looking at some probate issues there. But as I say, it really, estate planning is not just about what happens when we die. Very much it has a lot to do with our affairs while we're alive and what happens if we become unable to manage them ourselves. And that got me thinking, too, in terms of just the conversations I'll often have with people. Another one that comes up, quite frankly, is just there's some denial that goes on. And specifically, denial in terms of, what could go wrong. And we all like to think that everything's going to go smoothly. And if I had a nickel, for example, for every time somebody told me their family gets along great and there's never going to be any arguments or problems when they're gone, and then we see what happens afterwards, we could go out to a very nice dinner together. So it happens, and despite what we might think. So we just need to recognize that there's a very real possibility that things won't go smoothly. People get divorced. People die prematurely. People suffer incapacity because of accidents. They get themselves into creditor problems. Things happen, and good estate planning contemplates those possibilities and addresses them. And so there's a lot of provisions that we'll include in estate planning documents that we hope we're never going to use. But the reality is, very often, those bad events, if we will, do occur in families, and we want to make sure that there's appropriate planning in place to address those. So I just wanted to bring that up again. I know we talk about it from time to time. Yes, estate planning very much has to do with making sure our affairs are in order for when we pass away, but it also has very much to do with making sure that our affairs are in order if we become incapacitated, and especially if we're going to require long-term care.
Absolutely. I don't think you can say it enough, Mike. I really don't. I think this is something we all have to remember. Again, denial, that's huge in this area because you always think it's going to happen to someone else. And I know in my family, some things happened in the last few weeks that were very devastating to us. It changed the dynamic of our family, for days on end because we were trying to figure something out. And, I'm happy to say that it's turned out pretty good right now. But it could have been anything. And
Sure.
it reminded me, just like you said, that things can happen and things you're not planning for. And it may not be to you, but it may be to a family member. So that changes things as well. And to go back to the 65 plus part, that, folks, that's the largest segment of the population. It grew 31% in the last 10 years, and we're getting larger. So this is going to impact everyone. I mean, talk about the financial impact of all of these things. So thank you. A trust plan is a gift for your family, not only when you pass, but also if you're incapacitated, right?
Very much so. And again, a trust may not be necessary for everyone, but that's why you want to talk with an experienced attorney who can take you through the options, look at your specific situation, and then be able to advise you as what is the best tool for you and your family.
Excellent. Good stuff. And I'd like you to tell the listeners, I know we mentioned it last week, but you have some new things happening. And if they're trying to find you, where are you going to be?
So, our contact information remains the same. But yes, I'm now, I've merged my firm with Wesley Clark and Peshkin. And so folks can get a hold of me through their website, through our website. But our phone number remains the same. Easy to get a hold of us.
Excellent. And folks, this is Seniors Rock Radio. We are here with Jeff Flaherty. He's coming up next from Wise Home Energy, and you're going to hear him right after these messages. Stay tuned on News Radio WHAM 1180. Our area's first direct primary care practice, Athena Direct Primary Care and Lifestyle Medicine, is open. Direct primary care is an innovative alternative to traditional corporate-style primary care, where you pay a monthly membership fee. There are no fee-for-service payments, no third-party billing. So less paperwork leaves time for extraordinary direct access to your own private physician, a members-only phone line, and unlimited, unhurried appointments. And other services are included too. That's all for one low rate. Athena Direct Primary Care is accepting new patients for a limited time only. Book your free meet and greet with Dr. Laura Petrescu today. Learn about this wonderful new practice, including membership benefits and the costs, at AthenaDirectCare.com. That's AthenaDirectCare.com. Or you can call. It's 585-662-5510.
Welcome back. This is Seniors Rock Radio, and joining us now is one of the top contractors in the country, Jeff Flaherty of Wise Home Energy here in Rochester. Jeff, welcome back to the show.
Hey, Mike and Joanna, great to be back in the hot seat and talking about all things energy.
Well, of course, you're going to say hot seat because you are all about hot and cold, Jeff. We know all about that, and from your commercials and from the work that you do. And you've been to my house, so it's quite interesting when he goes through these home assessments. But I won't get into that. I'll let him do that. And I want to back it up, though. Jeff, I know you were just at the National Home Performance Conference, and we wonder what you learned there. Is there anything new that we should know?
Yes, it's an exciting time in the industry. It's great to get together with all the experts across the nation. And the big new frontier buzzword is electrification. So the state and federal policies are really shifting toward electrification. So that is, trying to get everybody off of gas. So we really were able to hone those skills and really learn some new things. But that is the wave of the future. And really home performance is a whole house concept. It's how the different parts go together. So you can install a furnace and it may do what you wanted to do. You can install insulation. It may do what you want it to do. But when you design and predict and spend the time to plan it out and model it, very similar to what Mike was saying in the earlier segment. The planning process is so important. Otherwise, when it comes down to crunch time, you didn't get the results you wanted. So that's really the big focus of home performance, and we really need more people in the industry to partake, because that is otherwise failure is the option. Yeah. But we want success.
Are you hiring?
We absolutely are hiring. It's it's a great time. We're out there doing phenomenal work, and we just would love to add to the staff and just increase the numbers and offer those services to more people.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a job, folks, and you want to be with an award-winning company, give Jeff a call there.
Right, don't hate your job. Pick up the phone. Right?
There you go. I love how you just, arrange that any way you like. It's beautiful.
And I was going to say, speaking of awards, you won another Energy Star Award this year. Tell us about the award and what's your secret to winning it so many years.
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, it is. It's really exciting. It's a National Energy Star Contractor of the Year award. This is our 6th year winning the award. I think we're one of 7 contractors to win it this year. And it really is similar to whole house performance. It's a whole team performance. So the team at Wise Home Energy has bought in hook, line, and sinker to our philosophy that we work in the whole home. We're looking at the whole house and how the parts interact. So they're committed to not only energy efficiency, but we're looking at the comfort, the building durability, and the indoor air quality. So a huge shout out to the team. Great, huge. Couldn't be done without them. And then the clients, raving fans that go online and put reviews telling us how great the work was and how it affected their homes and allowed them to stay in their homes sometimes because they wouldn't want to stay in it. And then really the partner. So NYSERDA is the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority, and they handle a great responsibility with taking a fee off all the utility bills and taking that money and effectively putting it into place by creating these programs that help improve energy and efficiency in residential homes. And it works for owners and renters. So they're a great partner. We also have past-owned community-based organizations that really rely on our services. Another local one is a Climate Solutions Accelerator. They're really the forefront marketing the electrification that I spoke about earlier. That is whether we like it or not, it's coming. It's getting forced on us, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we're going to need, like you said, the staff to properly be able to design these, or we're going to have some unhappy people and unhappy homes.
Do they happen to say is there a goal as far as how many years before everyone's electrified?
That is a great question. I think they have some robust goals, and we don't see the workforce being there right now.
Right.
I mean, our industry, like every industry, is having some labor constraints, and so that's kind of probably one of the biggest challenges. And then people buying in, right? We're set in our ways. There's people who've been installing gas for decades, and they want to install gas. So there's quite a learning curve there.
You already hear people saying things. Yeah, there's already rumblings, if you will, of people complaining. So yeah, you'll have that. You'll have your work cut out for you, as they say.
For
Jeff.
sure, for sure.
So I'm interested in electrification, obviously. Like, if you were going to start doing something in your home, where would it start?
Well, one of the biggest things we want to do is start with the diagnostic. We want to make sure the envelope, which is really, if you think about it, a pool or a bathtub, if it leaks the water out, you're going to use a lot more water. And that is really huge when we're talking about electrification. So focusing on that envelope, we've done enough research and installs and had guidance that we need a certain tightness level to really save you money and have the comfort. So we really want to start there because to install these devices and have you uncomfortable is not going to lead to people out there cheering on the product.
You won't get those 5 stars.
Right.
Because I know that's what you usually get. I looked online. There are 5 stars everywhere.
That's what we're looking for. So that is the first step. And until people understand that, again, referencing Mike's last segment, the planning process is huge. But a lot of times what happens is the furnace breaks and people run out and they're making quick decisions. And that is one of the challenges we face is really kind of, if you're thinking about it, start the process and start the diagnostic first.
Right. That makes so much more sense. But I can see the knee jerk, though, when something happens, they're just, we have to replace it. It may not be the most efficient thing to do. And you know about programs where I think you can still get appliances that are, nice certified. Maybe that's not your department, but whole house, those things are in the picture.
Yes, we do. We certainly work with those programs. We all pay into it on our utility bills if you're in a publicly regulated utility service. And we can look at income-based. If you're income eligible, low to moderate income, you get some advanced assessments and advanced incentives. But there's something for everybody. You can get a no-cost visual assessment and some rebates just on that envelope side. Then when you get to the equipment side, the incentives at the state level are quite robust. So it's worth it to take a look and start planning out the process.
Great stuff, yeah. And hey, folks, stay tuned. We're going to be back with more with Jeff Flaherty of Wise Home Energy with tips to save you money on Seniors Rock Radio.
When you've lost movement, flexibility, strength, or balance, traveling a long distance for physical therapy seems like a bad decision. That's why Agape Physical Therapy has a convenient location near you, east side or west side. And there's a new location in Pittsford with Aqua Therapy. Let Agape Physical Therapy and wellness professionals customize a treatment program for you to help you recover quickly. Visit agapephysicaltherapy.com and schedule your free consultation today. No doctor referral needed.
Memories can change or fade over time. Give the gift of a legacy with a Legacy Cast from Rockvox Recording. Professional audio and video recordings of your family stories to pass down for generations.
I went to work in Neisner Brothers when I was 13 years old, but you can only get a work permit when you're 14. So I changed the 23 to 22 and I worked.
A Legacy Cast from Rockvox Recording is the perfect way to save those stories and preserve the personality and human connection of the storyteller. YourLegacyCast.com.
I used to sing to you, I love you, what more can I say? Believe me, There's
Now
no
through June 19th, save 40% for Mother's and Father's Day with coupon code MOMS2023 when you book online. Find out more by visiting yourlegacycast.com. Your legacy can last forever.
I'm Joanna, host of Seniors Rock Radio, and I'm here with co-host estate planning attorney Mike Robinson. Our guest expert this week likes to save money for us and for all people, and he's really good at it. So Jeff Flaherty is an Energy Star award-winning contractor, and he's the founder of Wise Home Energy. I'd like to congratulate him again on winning the Energy Star Award. I don't know, how many years has that been that you've won?
This is our 6th year in a row.
Wow. Okay. You should be telling people. That's fantastic. Something to yell about, you know? And so congrats on that, Jeff.
So, Jeff, last segment, you started to touch on this, but give us what's the latest on the Inflation Reduction Act and what that can do for folks with home energy.
Right, Mike, and as an attorney, sorting out some of these laws can certainly be more in your realm. It's a little more difficult for myself, but as they say, sometimes they have to pass the bill and then we can have time to read it after the fact, right? So this bill, it's quite robust, and some of the features are not sorted out yet. So what they did was really delegated it to the states, and each state is able to participate or not participate in some of the features. There's some low to moderate income features. So that part right now is still not settled. So we were hoping midsummer or later this year, but have no fear. There are some robust incentives you can take advantage of right away. There is a $2,000 tax credit per year for an electrification measure. So, for instance, that would be a hybrid hot water tank. So that's a robust tax credit. You could also go with an air source heat pump that would heat and cool your home. You can get a $2,000 tax credit, and that is also you're able to layer that on top of local incentives. So there might be a $700 rebate for the hot water tank electrification, or the heating and cooling bounces maybe to $3,000 to $5,000 depending on the size of it. So those are nothing to sneeze at. There's also a $1,200 tax credit for insulation or windows, doors, any envelope measures, and that's per year. So you can also, again, as we said before, stage the improvements. And then they added a $150 tax credit for an energy audit. So as we said before, planning out your process, that really starts with that diagnostic. So if you're not income eligible for any of the advanced assessments, then that's a great measure or step to take, where layering it with the NYSERDA visual assessments that is no cost with the $150 tax credit. We typically charge $250 for a blower door test, which is one of the key diagnostics. For the Senior Rock folks that call and mention this show, we're going to lower that to $150, which will effectively make that a no-cost advanced assessment. So
very nice.
That is a phenomenal benefit that has come out of those bills, and there's really more to it. There's as we get farther down the road, they're going to have some really interesting features for market rate customers. If they want to choose a whole house project, they can either model the home through an approved modeling software, and we design the upgrade, and you can get a rebate based on what you model. So, for example, it'll be a little less of a rebate, but it's 20% maybe. If you hit 20% of savings, you would get a sizable rebate. Or you could, if you don't choose that path, you could choose a measured one, which is really intriguing to Wise Home Energy, because we're really good at fixing the home and saving money. So this would be you choose your project, then you'd install it, and you'd actually take the 12 months prior and the 12 months after, and you would get a rebate based on how much you save. So that's not quite there. That's kind of the later this year we expect that to be rolled out, but it is really a robust bill. You just kind of have to pick and choose. But as we said before, you can really start with that no-cost assessment, get a blower door test, and find out where you're at.
That's cool. We saw that. You did that at our house. It's very, very interesting to see where, the leaks are and where the air is coming from. And I'm just sitting here amazed at all these different things that you can take advantage of. But it reminds me of Mike with the law. I could never remember it all. I can't keep up with it. So thank you, Jeff, for doing that, because you're the person that keeps track and you're the person who can save us money. I have a question, though. The retail end of this, if you're going to get new appliances, for example, is there certain retailers that are nicer to approved, and do you actually help them order those things, or how do you do that?
So most of this is more that we would be installing it. So I honestly haven't researched all the rebates that are out there. Some they do have point of purchase rebates that if you walk into a place, that rebate is taken right off the top at a big box retailer.
So that would come from like the retail end, not so much something you'd have to do with the homeowner.
Right.
I see. Very interesting. Okay,
Right.
good. So there's that aspect too.
Right.
I mean, so there's lots of ways that you can take advantage of the money from the state.
There really is. You have to be your own best advocate, right?
Right.
Yep.
Interesting. So speaking of advice, what is the best advice you think you can give our listeners? Because you have so much info.
Well, we would always say start with checking your furnace and AC filters. These new hybrid hot water tanks, kind of similar to a window air conditioning unit. It has a little filter that pulls out and you can wash it. And each home is going to be different. Some people have pets. Some people have leaky homes, so there's going to be more dust coming in the home. So there's some homes are more apt to get clogged quicker. Myself, I was out of town recently. My filter warning went off. I forgot about it, and suddenly a month later, I realized I had not done it, and that thing was pretty dirty, and that affects your efficiency. And then after time, it'll really damage the equipment is what happens. So it's a simple thing, but a lot of times these devices are in our basement, and sometimes we're not. We hide them, even if they're finished basements. We close them off in a room, never to be seen again. Right. So that's certainly one of the things we look for. Health and safety, we get so busy kind of jumping all over the place, and just making sure our carbon monoxide and smoke detectors are new. They should be sealed, 10-year batteries. They do they do expire. Hopefully when they expire, they do give you a chirping noise that makes you pull them down, but
makes my dog go crazy.
Right, exactly. So that is a couple of the good ones. As we get into this heating season, checking that air conditioner, making sure the growth is not around there as the spring season starts to pop up. That air conditioning condenser might be at a part of your home, but you're not over there much, and the weeds are growing and it looks great, and the flowers rather, and so you want to pull that stuff away and make sure that's getting plenty of fresh air and have it serviced.
And this time of the year, we had a cover on ours, like a board. So if you forget to take that off, that could be an issue.
Right, it'll restrict the airflow. Yes.
Yeah. So. Interesting. Very good. Well, thank you so much, Jeff. And I know you'll be back again, but this is Jeff with Wise Home Energy. Thank you for joining us today. And folks, get more info at wisehomeenergy.com. He is hiring, and he has wonderful help for anybody who's looking to save money in your home and also to maybe just increase the value of your home. Thank you, Jeff. And I guess the bottom line here is how something is installed is more important than what is installed, from what I'm hearing. And there's lots of things to think about when you do a project like this. So call Jeff at Wise Home Energy and keep listening, because we are going to be back after the break. We are Seniors Rock Radio. Effortlessly healthy meals are fresh, fully prepared, ready to eat, and hand-delivered. As a senior, I appreciate the 10% discount, and I love the never-frozen big variety of heart-healthy meals I get to choose from each week. Effortlessly Healthy is locally owned. Meals are perfect to send to a senior loved one. Just heat and eat. Effortlessly Healthy, delicious food, convenience, and a 10% senior discount. Stay healthy, stay happy, and stay home. ehmeals.com, ehmeals.com, 585-254-0078.
And welcome back to the Seniors Rock Show. Joanna, another hour's gone by pretty quickly.
I know. Crazy, right? I know. Jeff Flaherty was here with us. He actually is still here with us in the studio, and that was fun. And I hope folks will give him a call. And by the way, I did want to mention that he said he would give us what is that Senior Rock credit? $100 off of the
100
blower door test?
Well, you're right, because it'd be a net 150, which
Yeah.
is equal to what the tax credit would be. So it becomes a free
Wow.
assessment. Yeah.
There you go, folks. Don't forget that. Give him a call and mention the Seniors Rock credit that you heard about. And what else is going on this week?
Well, we're well into spring, and the lilacs are starting to bud out. I don't know if you have any bushes over your way, but we do at our house. But the Lilac Festival coming up this Friday, May 12th, it kicks off, and there's we were just talking earlier, a great musical lineup this year, something for everybody. So folks, check that out. And I know that tomorrow, I think it is, right? The Bird Walk at Mount Hope Cemetery.
Yeah, I like that. I might have to check that out. No, I can't. I have something else to do. But anyway, that would be very interesting to me because, I'm all about the raptors and the bird migration along the lake because I live near there and I see them all.
Sure.
So I'd like to see which birds are at the Mount Hope Cemetery. I was at my brother's actually down out in Macedon not long ago, and there were different birds there than there are out, near me on the lake.
It's funny. You're right. The habitat can change so much in just a matter of even half a mile. And so, yeah, the birds will be totally different.
Yeah, there were New York, some kind of a sparrow that's is from New York. He said that the ones we have are the English sparrows. And so it was interesting. I was like, really? I've never seen these before. Anyway, don't get me going on the birds. What else is going on?
I'm trying to remember the Monty Python line about sparrows, and I'm not.
Oh, thank God.
I'm not getting there. But hey, also this week, Jodie Foster's going to be in town.
Oh yeah.
The George Eastman Award honoree this year.
That's
and,
cool.
So that's that's exciting for folks who are film buffs.
Mm-hmm. I think that's for her movie Nell. Yeah, I don't know that I saw that. Did you see it?
I don't think I did either.
How about you, Jeff?
I have not. No.
Fitz? No, I'm kidding.
I hope Jodie's not listening.
Yeah, because we are, universal. And I got one at Lollipop Farm on Wednesday, May 10th. They have a needle felting with furry friends. Now, I'm not sure how that works, if the animals are felting with you or what's happening, but it sounds fun.
Needle felting with furry friends.
So I think needles are involved and probably some sewing of some sort. Maybe make jackets for them. I don't know. I have no clue.
You got me. That's I know about felting, but that's about it.
What is that? Just the felt material. That's all I know about felting.
Yeah, the only experience I've had with it was with my kids doing it as some kind of a scouting project or something, and I don't remember a lot of needlework happening.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, were you a scout?
I was, yes.
Yeah. How far did you go?
I didn't go very far. Yeah. I'm not sure if I got past the cub. So,
I can just picture you in that little brown outfit.
or was that Indian guy?
I'm sorry,
don't know.
uniform. Mike, were you a scout?
I was for a short time. My youngest son, Gowan, made Eagle Scout.
That's pretty impressive. That's a lot of work. Yeah,
It
very
was
impressive.
a lot of work, and it benefited him when he was in the Marine Corps. When he came out, he was not just a private. He was a private first class.
Really? Because he had been through that program?
Because of the Eagle Scout.
I
yeah.
did not know that. That's terrific. Very good. I'm proud of that. And yeah, so there's always things to be thankful for, like our kids and our grandkids. And as always, we want to thank the sponsors today and welcome our new sponsor, our presenting sponsor, the law firm of Wesley, Clark, and Peshkin. And, their saying or their tag is where your family is their business. And again, where your family is their business. So welcome to the Seniors Rock family, to Wesley, Clark, and Peshkin. And Mike is now a partner there, if you didn't hear this already, at Wesley, Clark, and Peshkin. I'm going to say WCP, it's easier. But he's bringing many years of estate planning experience to their award-winning firm. And, there's a list of all of our sponsors, including Wise Home Energy and Jeff, on our site. It's seniorsrockradio.com. Please support them. Go to the site, check them out. And, every week, they're the reason we're here. So we like you to support them as well. And, by the way, they just all happen to be stellar, local caring companies. And you can find them at seniorsrockradio.com again, as I said. And you'll also see past shows there. So, Mike, again, thank you for keeping us on board with what you're doing in Wesley, Clark, and Peshkin. We wish you all the best in your new partnership and look forward to seeing what you're going to be doing in the future.
Yeah, thanks. So we'll be having some of the other partners on from time to time because they've got some good insights that I'm excited to bring to the show also.
Yeah, I mean, there's that they specialize in divorce as well. Not that we want to be celebrating that, but sure is good information and important information because hey, people over 50 get divorced, right? We've been through those stats, so there's some good stuff coming down the pike.
Absolutely, and there's a big tie-in with estate planning, which is part of the reason that we've merged our enterprises. So yeah, over the next several weeks and more, we'll be hearing a lot more from some of the other folks at WCP.
Well, we had Kevin Clark on. He was terrific. Yeah,
Yeah.
very knowledgeable. And, as I said earlier, they are award-winning. All of our clients seem to be award-winning, even Jeff over there, Jeff Flaherty. And 6 years in a row, I'm still kind of stunned by that, that you're grabbing that trophy.
Thank you.
I liken it to the Stanley Cup, sort of.
Me too, absolutely. Because I never got one
Do
of
you
those.
get like an actual thing like
Get an actual
that you
crystal.
can carry around?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
Send us a picture. We'll put it
Absolutely.
online on the Facebook page. All right,
Will do.
cool. And
Very good. Well, hey, everybody, thank you again for listening to the show. And we always enjoy bringing information to you. Enjoy your week. Be well and be kind.
we hope you enjoyed today's show. We were so happy to have Jeff Flaherty here. And again, he'll be back. So, our mission is to help as many people as we can with the experts that we bring on the air and the information that we share with you about aging and living. And living and aging are two things that go together, okay? Remember that. And you can help us by telling your family and friends about the show and spread the word and maybe share some of the tips you got. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll be here next week on Saturday at noon. So come on back and we'll talk to you then, okay? Ready, set? You ready? Seniors Rock.